It says I'm live, but me stream ain't streaming. No, it's right. So a little story first before I get on to the more detail of what I think is best to use with your JFJ for cleaning your discs. Originally, I bought a JFJ off Amazon about 3.5, 4 years ago, and they stated in the listing it was 220 volt. I got it and it had an American plug on it. So I thought, well, okay, I'll go and buy a converter, which I did do. Now, the thing is, a lot of these shops that sell converters do not know what the hell they are talking about. Because I said to them, I've got something which I need to run an American piece of device on. And it's 110 volt. And he gave me like a little converter thing, which was about £10, I think it was. And I said, are you sure this is going to work? He goes, yeah, it definitely will work, definitely work. So I bought it. I came home. I plugged in the American plug into the converter and then the converter into the normal main socket, yeah. And it turned on. I thought, great, it's working. Cleaned one disc, which didn't look too bad. Went to clean the second one, and the whole thing started smoking. The whole damn JFJ started smoking. So I quickly turned it off and left it for a few minutes. Turned it back on, tried to clean another disc and it didn't work. It just completely screwed up. Now that JFJ I bought from Amazon, which cost me near £500. Now I wasn't too happy about that, so I contacted the seller on Amazon and said, look, I've only used it 5 minutes and it's packed up. So they wanted me to send photos and stuff like that of it not working. So I thought, well, how can I send a photo of a JFJ which does have the actual switch light on, but it's not actually spinning and doing anything, So I had to end up doing a video to prove that it wasn't working. Now, back and forwards, the person wanted me to pay £60, more than actually, near another £100 in postal cost to send it back to America for them to either send a replacement back, or I said, well, why can't it send it to you? Because you're in the UK, it's going to be cheaper for you to do it. And it kind of went backwards and forwards. And I contacted Amazon. I said, look, she wants me to send it back to America. It's going to cost me £100. I don't know if they're going to refund me my money back for the postage. So I'm going to be out of pocket. So Amazon was good enough to contact them. And the seller got back to me and said, you know what, we will refund you. Just don't worry about returning the JFJ. So I got my money back. I didn't have to spend out on the postage to send it back. So I had a JFJ which wasn't working. And, I had loads of discs which needed cleaning. So I was going through different formats, using a drill, with a dusting sanding pad and stuff like that, just to get a few up and running. But then I completely left it alone and I completely forgot all about it. Now, about a year ago, just over a year, about a year and a half ago, I was looking on eBay and seeing how much the JFJs were, and they keep fluctuating up and down in price. So as I was looking through the listing, there's a UK seller who had a JFJ which he wanted to get rid of second hand. It had a little bit of clean fluid left. It had no pads or nothing like that. It's more just the machine actually. So I said to him, look, I'll have it. Don't worry about the cleaning stuff, because I have got cleaning stuff. And I was up front with him. I said, look, I bought one off Amazon. It kind of like shut down on me, and I've been trying to find one a little bit cheaper, because I don't want to be spending that £500 again for one. So I bought it, and I still had all the original pads, cleaning fluid. I still had like the little cloth with it, sandpaper and all that kind of stuff. So I started using it. I am still using it now actually. I only just dug it out last couple of days to start cleaning. Now the problem is these sandpapers doesn't last that long. The pad's okay, but you only get 3 of each of these sandpapers. You get a soft, which is 1200 grit, and then you get the coarse, which is 600 grit. Now, if you've got a really bad scratch on the disc, you would need to use the 600 first. Run that for about 20 seconds, then swap it over with the 1200 for another 10-20 seconds, and then you can start using your cleaning fluid. Now, I've not used the fluids, the compound and that stuff, which came with JFJ. Originally, I did when I got the first one before it blew up. But when this one came through, I was watching a lot of YouTube channels, and people were going, "Oh, use Maguire. It's a lot better." So I bought Maguire, and I bought a few other kind of like cleaning fluids, and I was doing test runs and like finding out what ones were better. Well, anyway, the only way you can get these is from JFJ Direct on eBay, and they're not cheap. Let me check on something. eBay. Yeah, they're not cheap. I think they're around about $30. It's like 20 odd quid for a pack of 5, I think it is. I think you get 3 or 4. I can't remember, but I know they're around about $30 for a packet of like, the 60 quid, 600 quid, and around about the same for the 1200 quid. Now, JFJ actually supply you with, I think it's 2 of each when you get your machine, and they are usually the 3M ones. Now, a lot of people who I've been watching have said they are rubbish. They are totally rubbish, which I think they are, because they don't last that long, kind of thing. So I've been spending a hell of a lot of money over the last few days getting different sandpapers. So I actually went and accidentally bought 2 packets of these, 100 in each packet, which was £12 each. No, hang on, that's the wrong one. £12.59. Free delivery. You've got Amazon Prime. So I actually ended up getting 200 of those, and then I actually got these are sticky back ones, and these are the normal pads that you stick on the hook type, like this. So hook type and the self-adhesive sticky ones that you stick on these ones. Now, the problem with these, they don't work. You know, the P1200s are a lot more rough than the ones that JFG supplied. So I'm telling you, do not buy these ones off Amazon. I'll probably, if I can remember, put a link stating do not buy these particular ones on Amazon. Because when I actually started to use the first one, being this one, my disc came out so scratched up. Know when you actually clean your disc, it kind of will scratch it and leave you that kind of sandy, kind of misty thing, yeah. Well, this made it like 5 to 10 times worse. I didn't think I was going to be able to like rescue the disc, and it did actually destroy one wide disc, which was valued at £38 if you bought it off CX or trading £25. It completely destroyed it, and I couldn't like rescue it. So these do not buy. Some people might have bought them mad luck, but I've not had no luck with them at all. I even bought the 600 ones as well, 100 packet of these ones, and these ones are actually packets of 15, the sticky back ones, and they actually cost you get 15 and they're like £6.30, and I bought the P600 and P1200, and again they don't work. They will mess up your disc completely, you know, and I wasn't too happy about it, to be honest with you. There are some other ones that I have bought. These are the ones which are the sticky back ones, and they are just totally shit. They will ruin your disc. I promise you, they will ruin your disc. Now these ones are the same ones. Right, so there's these other ones which are similar, the grey type, and these are 1200. But I can't stick them. Well, I can stick it on here, but the problem is this is too small. Now you get, I think, 15 in a pack, but I can't remember where I actually bought these from. So I've got 3 boxes of these of 15, I think. No, 2 boxes of 15, and I just can't remember where I bought them from. But I did kind of like stick 2 of these together, like so. Then I'll put that on, and I've done a quick clean, and it kind of did work. It wasn't as bad as those other ones. It kind of looked like it's going to make a mess. But then I went back to using my soft, and it cleared most of the scratches away. And then I used the fluid, which I will tell you what I'm using at the moment, and it did actually repair the disc. So you're going to get get the grey ones and get the 1200 and the 600. I'll try, if I can find the listing, I will put on the below in the description on where you can get them. Other people have been using like 3M. Other people have been using some other type of sandpaper. Some have actually bought sheets of sandpaper and cut out and used it that way, but I'm not sure what ones they've been using. But I bought these off Amazon, hook ones, and these are too small. And if I put them together, it's too big. So these I might have to return. Probably will have to return them actually. I've got so much stuff I might need to return. It was more of a trial and error, to be honest with you. I'm hoping that I can get some stuff on Amazon straight away and start sorting out the games and polishing a lot up and trading in a few, because there are a lot of duplicates that I don't need, and I want to trade them in so I can get some more Switch games. I bought these, as I say, and I think it was like, I can't remember, it's a 5-pack or 2 3-packs. No, it's actually a 5-pack, so you get 5 of those, and it's like £12.69, and it is too small. I believe I might give them another go later, see if it works, but I don't think it is going to work, because I think they're a bit too small, because I think these are like 9mm. You need the bigger ones. You can see the difference. You need the 20mm depth, because that's what that is, 20mm. 5-inch 125mm. These are 5-inch 125mm, but they're only 9mm down, so they are smaller. But I'll give it another go later and see if it's possible to use them before I might have to send them back. The 1200 ones, I've written on one of the boxes. The other box I know I've not written on, so I can return one of those. I've written on the 600 box because I thought that the 600 and 1200 P's might be worth keeping, and if they was going to work, they'll work, but they don't work, and I've written on a box. So I'll probably still send them back. I don't know, right? See how that goes. So like on this one here, I wrote 1200 grit, stick on sandpaper. So with these, and I tell you, even if these work, these are a bugger to take off the paper, because there ain't no proper pilfing. You've got to try to get a sharp instrument, or if you've got sharp nails, you have to really kind of dig into it to get that off, so you can then stick it onto your pad. And the thing is, these came in bent. They were bent. So yeah, these will probably be going back in the way as well. I can't use them, with them being bent. No, they are quite sticky, but it just ruins your discs. They ruin your disc, man. Right, so let's put them there for a minute. Now these, as I say, are too small. You can get these on AliExpress, which I have ordered. You can get 5-inch 125mm hook sponge, and they are like 20mm depth. So they actually would be similar to these ones and not those ones. They were $2.99 each. $2.99 each for the 125mm by 20mm. So I've ordered 4 of those. The other thing I've ordered on AliExpress, which I have had some luck with, are these ones here. I've still got like about 5 or 6 of them, 7, and I use these. I use these for the polishing, and the thing is, they don't last that long, because I put this one on yesterday, and as you can see, it is a little bit rugged, but they do kind of do the job. It makes a hell of a mess inside your machine, but they work and they're cheap. No, I haven't actually ordered any more of those ones, but I did not on Amazon anyway, but I have ordered another 10 pack of these, and they were £4.9 on Amazon. So they're cheap. They don't last that long, but they do the job. Because like this one here, for instance, these are from JFJ, and I think I might be able to get like 1 or 2 more cleans on these, but I've not really bothered with them. This one was similar to one of these, and I've used it quite a bit, and it has run down quite a bit. But I think these were thicker than these ones, because these are just like flake up, and this one didn't really flake up as much. These ones don't really flake up. They do tiny little bit. They make a little bit of a mess, but they ain't too bad. So I will give them a go again later. As I say, don't buy these. P12s are totally shit. So I did try one of these yesterday by joining 2 of those smaller pads, and it kind of worked, but it scuffed the disc up a little bit more than I expected, so I had to go back onto my original size one. I've ordered, as I say, a couple of these on AliExpress, $2.99 each. I've ordered 4 of them. Then you can use like car polish pads, 5-inch flat sponge buffering discs. They were $2.79, but I can't show you those because I don't have those. I have ordered some similar ones of these. They don't say P600 or P1200. It just says like 600 hash and 1200 hash. Now you get I'm not sure how many you're getting the thing there. But I ordered 600 and 1200 off AliExpress anyway. I can't remember how many you get in a pack. I think you get, let me check, hold on. 20 pieces. So you get 20 pieces for £3.89 for the 1200 grit, and then you get 20 pieces of the 600 grit, which is a little bit more expensive, £4.15. So I've ordered a packet of each of those to test them out. So I've ordered another packet of these, which was a 10 pack for £4.09. These are, so I've ordered 4 of those, which was £11.96. The other 5-piece polishing pad was £11.16. So I'll try to put down the links later after I've done the video. Now, coming off of these for a minute, I will explain on certain fluids I'm using, compounds. Now, I do use Maguire. Right, so these are polishing things that I use. I've used this one for a couple of times, and it kind of cleans this disc up a little bit, but it doesn't put too much of a shine on it. It's a 1-step 3-in-1. I think that was about £16 to buy that one. I've also used Turtle Wax, Scratch, Repair and Renew. That does do an okay job on the buffering and clearing up, the scratches. Don't really, if you've got really bad scratch on there, it does take a while to try to get rid of it. You might have to run it through your pads 3 or 4 times at around about 20 seconds each. I don't do 1 minute or 2 minutes. The only time I might do 1 minute is if I've got a decent sandpaper on there. Oh, we got a thunderstorm. Let's turn it off. So yeah, I might run it for a minute, then clean all the the dust that it creates, when it scuffs it up. Then I'll probably put it through one of the compounds and see if that actually works. Because originally I was using 2 different compounds. I was using Maguire and I was using the scratch relief remover. So I would use this first, and then I change over the pad, use a different pad, and then use the Maguire. And it did actually, help to clean up the disc. But if it's a deep scratch, then even when you was using the actual compound, you might have to run the disc through with the sandpaper again. Another couple of times even though that, if you do it a second time and then clean it with the compound a second time and you still see that scratch, then you might have to run it on a third time. But if it's still on the third time, I won't bother with it, because you can probably damage your discs. Now, all the discs I've cleaned over the last couple of days, I've cleaned them, but I've not been able to test them because I can't find my HDMI adapter. So I've ordered a new one of those, which should be here today, so I can then connect my PlayStation 2 up to test the games out. Now, you might be seeing here teacup. I bought 3 bottles of teacup, which cost me right, each bottle is 500 mils and they are £8 each. They were originally $9.99, but they got a discount of 20% on that at the moment. So I bought 3 bottles of these, and I'm glad I did, because this works a hell of a lot better than all the compounds I'm using at the moment, because this is like scratch remover, teacup perfect paint. So it actually removes some scratches as well, but it really does leave a nice kind of mirrory finish on the disc as well. Once you actually get the disc off, you're gonna have all the compound swirl marks and everything on it, but as soon as you remove it with a cloth, it will make it look a lot more better than these. Now, I did have some other fluids, but I don't know what I did with them. Now, because I wanted to use some of the other sandpapers on here, and they're not sticky. I'll take that one off in a minute. That doesn't hold on there, and that don't hold on there, because it doesn't have the roughness for it to stay on. So that's why I've had to order some of these. I've actually ordered 2 different lots, to be honest. I've ordered one lot from eBay, which is going to be here, God knows when. See, there was one seller who was selling some of the sandpapers for £14. Yeah, £14.95. plus £3.95 delivery. So you're talking nearly £20, but it didn't have like three course. You had 3 course and 3 soft, 3 course and 2 soft. So I thought, I'll get them just in case these other sandpapers don't work. Because if these other ones don't work, they're all going, all going to go back. So I probably spent about £60 on different sandpapers, to be honest with you. These ones, hooked ones, like that, I did actually buy some of these off Amazon, eBay as well. You get 2 pieces. It's 125mm across and 20 down. So that's practically the same size as that one. Just so it's got the spiky kind of, what do they call it, on there. So, it sticks properly. For 2 pieces, it's £6.86 plus £1.79 postage. So I ordered 2 of those off Amazon. I ordered 2 of those off eBay, and they're coming from China. I thought that was UK, until I screwed up. And then the pads, there was a seller selling these on eBay. You had 6 available, but 2 had actually been slightly used. I tried to put an offer in. He didn't reply, so I thought, you know what? You're talking about $40 just for 2 of these from JFJ alone. Plus you've got to pay your shipping. So I purchased 6 genuine polished cloths of an eBay seller for $39.99. When they're going to turn up, probably later in the week, maybe, I hope. Some people have actually been using anti-static kind of cleaning restoration fluid. So, what I can't show you, I ordered a CD cleaner, final record CD, DVD, Blu-ray screen, anti-static cleaner. That was 500ml, and that was £8.89. So I will do an update on this a bit later on. But probably when I get all my stuff through. I did also buy 7-piece 125mm car buffing pads. Now they don't have, and none of these have holes in, so to like these, for instance, they don't have holes in. But what you can do is get a screwdriver and shove it in and make a hole yourself. As long as you've got a thick enough screwdriver to make a hole to put in there, then you're okay with it. But these ones are kind of professional standard size, 5.5 inch 140mm or 5 inch 125mm, and a 25mm depth, as in like that kind of thing. Slightly a little bit bigger than that. They are £7.49 each, and you've got like a little kind of like scroll down bar where you select 5 inch 125mm or 6 inch 150mm. So I ordered the 5 inch 125mm. Now, 2 of those pads are cotton like this, and I have used cotton on the disc before, but it kind of like made a right mess, and it started like burning the cotton, would you believe? So I wouldn't use those. The pads I would use, and you get like a orange, yellow, blue, white, and black kind of like pads, and they kind of look like a bit like that, but they got squares on them. And so I'll list those later. It's a shame that I couldn't use this kind of thing, because this is like for a drill, which I can't even remember what I've done with a drill. But yeah, this has got like that kind of stuff on the kind of pads I've got, but those other pads are too small. So I don't know how to return them and get a refund or what. And so I'm going to give it another go later, just to see if they work or not. Do not buy these, because they don't work. It makes the disc kind of like rattle and jump up and down. So do not buy these unless you cut these off. But then if you're cutting these off, you are losing a bit of the foam. But I'm not going to throw these away, because I'll probably cut these bits off at a later date and just try to use that, you know, without the humps. And you know, because they still cost money. I've probably got about half a dozen of those. So, you know, I've got orange ones, I've got a green one. Yeah, I've got a green one. I did originally buy these accidentally one time. Too small, so I started using these on the drill. When I didn't have a JFJ working, I bought their small ones and just used these pads for cleaning. And I can always use those for something else, maybe at a later date. So just keep in mind that do not buy the P1200 or the P600 brownish sandpaper, because they will not work. I think the roughness is, you know, like the density is a bit too harsh on the discs. You really need to buy the grey ones, because I can feel the difference between that one and that one. Even though I have arthritis in this hand and I don't get a lot of sense of feeling, this one feels a lot more smoother. That one's a lot more rougher, and they are 1200s. So I think the grit is kind of like more rough on one than it is on the other. Yeah, but T-Cut works really, really well, and it's cheaper as well. You know, it's a 500ml bottle, and it's only £8, and it does far better cleaning than the Maguire's, which is £16, double the cost of that, nearly double the cost of that, and nearly double the cost of that. Now, don't worry about that. That's just my screen cleaning. I feel when I'm cleaning like my monitors. So I was going to do a little video of me cleaning some discs, but because the light's gone, I can't do any more disc cleaning, because you know, it's cloudy. I can't see what's going on with the discs. So I'll probably do another video maybe tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to pack all this away and just watch a few videos for the rest of the evening now, I think, because I can't do nothing without no light. You know, only if I turn the bedroom light on, it ain't going to be enough light for me to see if there's still scratches on the disc. And also, you know, if I'm cleaning off the fluids from, like, you know, the compounds, you know, I ain't going to be able to tell you I'm cleaning, you know, and like, you know, getting all smears and everything off. But at least hopefully this might work for you guys. Try T-Cut, and if you just get the one bottle, it's only £8 on Amazon at the moment, and I'm only pouring like little blobs, probably about the size of my fingernail, 2 blobs, one on each side of the pad, running it 20 seconds, giving it a wipe off, and they've been coming up really nice and clean, and not perfectly like mirror effect, but near mirror effect, because you could use this and then you could use another compound to actually give it a bit more of a shine if you want to, but I've not tried that yet. I've just been using the T-cut and I've been getting good results. The only thing is I can't test the discs in the PlayStation 2 at the moment, although I've just dug out the PlayStation 2. My TVs do not have the video outputs, so I've had to order a converter, which is a PlayStation 2 connector connected to a HDMI connector at the other side, and then you have to plug in a USB connector to charge, to run the power to give you the display. I thought I had one, but where it went, I don't know. This fucking room, this place is like a right mess, and I don't know what's gone where, and I'll probably find it when I don't need it, but I've ordered it, and it should be here tonight, so then I can just like plug it into my other TV and test that the discs that I've already done, and hopefully if they work, they work. If not, then I'm going to go back to step one and give them another clean and hopefully get them working, but they should work. Can't see why not, but I won't know until I get my converter. Right, so I'm off. Cheers for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Probably, I say, I'm waiting for a few bits. So if they turn up tomorrow, I might do another video with me trying them out on the JFJ. If they don't turn up tomorrow, then I'll wait until they turn up and then do a video. Now, I have ordered another JFJ, like a mug, like a full, because I have noticed that a lot of people have been getting issues with the clips up here. These clips up here, and sometimes they've been breaking the arms over here, these specific arms. Now, if it breaks, you can't use it. You've got to actually purchase a brand new top from JFJ, and how much they are, I think they're about $30-40 for a complete new bit. You get all this on it. It's not just the top glass, but you get all this on there, for about $30 odd, $40. Plus, then you've got to pay your shipping as well. But I don't need to, because I still got my old non-working one, so I can always, swap over if I need to. But as I just did buy another JFJ, so I will be using 2 at a later date. With all the shipping costs, so it's like $219, which is £162 for the actual machine. Then you got to pay £40 shipping, but then you got to pay imports, which was more money, and then I don't know if duties were included or not, so I still might have to pay like duty fees on it. But I just paid £250 for another JFJ. Now that's half the price than the one on Amazon, and the Amazon one, although it says at 220 volt in the listing, they're not. They are 110 volt. I know, because I bought one and it blew up. So don't get one on Amazon. The seller's even got the listing on eBay, and they're asking £500 still. I think £459. I think it is, if you buy it from the UK. But then, if you buy it from the UK, you got to make sure you got the US converter, because otherwise you're not going to be able to use it. it's just going to be like a paperweight if it blows up, and you might be lucky to get your money back. But if you do, it's going to be a hell of a long process of getting a return refund. You might even have to like ship it and cost you more money. And some of these people will not refund you your postage. I think with JFJ, if you actually buy it and it goes wrong, then they will get you to send it back with a return label, I think, free of charge. And once they get it back, they'll either repair it or send you out a new one. But yeah, I've spent that £250 for another JFJ. I wouldn't mind using two, because then it'd be a lot quicker doing discs. But then I'm a bit worried that, if I'm using two, it's going to cost me more on buying the sandpaper discs, the compounds, and that kind of stuff. Oh, also, I found out that certain cloths are better than the other. Now, these ones, you can see, let me go back onto my screen. These have got like little triangle things on it, yeah? And this one is completely different. Now, although I have used these on, wiping off the smears and, the compound was left over, they do work, but sometimes they end up scratching the disc, and then you got to run it through again, then you got to put the compound on and rub the compound off, and sometimes you got to like do it a couple of times. But I've found out that these ones are a lot better. Very rarely I've had any scratches while using these ones. And again, I put the listing on the comment below, the description below. It won't be, if you watch the video and there ain't nothing on the comments below, don't worry, they will be there later. I just need a little bit of a fucking break, to be honest. I've got a bloody headache now. So, I will do that. I'll put the link for the teacup, because that is blinding. I'll put the link for the sandpaper, which will probably be an eBay one. I'll even put a link to the crappy P1200 and the P600 stating do not buy. Actually, I might not put them on the description, because you might get confused and saying like, Steve showed these in the link, I've bought them and it screwed up my disc. So I won't actually list these ones, but I will list the 125mm 5" of these from AliExpress. Everything I've ordered on AliExpress I'll link up. The fluids from Amazon I'll link up, and any other kind of things that I'm using, which I think you might be interested in, I'll link up in the comment section. I'm not getting sponsored for any of these, by the way, because I don't think I am. You can go ahead and buy them. It's up to you. You might have your own preferences. You might have your own particular sanding paper that you like using. You might like using your own different compounds, because there are so many different compounds out there at different prices. But I've been happy with teacup. I still like using the ultimate compound, because I've just bought a new bottle of this, which cost me £16 or £18, and I've not opened it yet, so I could send it, send it back. But I like to kind of like swap and change and see what does what on certain discs. See what one might give a better mirror polish kind of look to it. But you know, I got this yesterday. I've not even used the quarter bottle yet, and I'm happy with that. So with the one step, I still used to have like smears and scratches on this one, so I won't bother about buying that one unless you've used it and you're happy with it. And then the Turtle Wax. This is a scratch repair and new. That has helped in the past a little bit, but I've never really had like the mirror effect on it. But yeah, and also I'll tell you one other thing here. When you clean the disc, never put it down on the table or any kind of top facing down the way, because although you may have good eyesight, you can't see the dust on the table. And when you put it down like that and you pick it up and you turn it around, you notice that you've got dust particles and it scratched it and stuff like that. And I've already done that, and yeah, there's a couple of scratches appeared on there, which I'm going to have to redo this disc because I had it laying down and I've been putting stuff on it and it's been moving around and it scratched up a little bit more. So this one I'm going to redo tomorrow. Right, definitely going to go now. My throat's getting sore. I need to go and get a proper drink, and I'll catch you all, if not tomorrow, later in the week. But I will try to put down as much information on the stuff that I'm using, which might help you guys out, that you might want to try out yourself. It's completely up to you, you know, kind of thing. Not forcing you to get it. It's up to you. Right, don't forget, give us a like, share, hit that notification bell. Subscribe if you're not already done so, and I'll catch you later.